And we're live. Hello. I don't
Yay!
think I've ever co-hosted with someone without an intro. Um, and I'm glad the first time that happened was with you.
Yay! With me! I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I was feeling like possibly canceling the stream, and then Malin was talking about yesterday about how she's only really been writing when she's on stream, and I thought
Yes.
I could do some motivation to stream, so I invited her along, and now we're both writing and streaming.
Yay! I was literally just saying how on Tuesdays when Stieg does the streams is at the moment the only time I'm doing anything writing, productive, related. And I feel bad about it and I need the motivation to do more. So this is perfect.
Mm. And I was planning on having like a really vital day because I want to get as much stuff done before I go on holidays as I can. So I was going to spend all morning writing and then also write during the stream. I haven't started yet.
Okay, so you
Um,
haven't actually done a writing morning.
no, no, I planned on doing a writing morning.
Fair.
We're now just doing a stream of writing.
Okay, fair. Well, you could do an afternoon of writing. You could continue writing after the stream and do
I
a
could
bunch
do
more.
that, yeah. Let's say hi to people.
Yay.
Crystal popped in, dropping in to show my love. Bummed that I'm missing such an iconic stream. Well, of course, Malin makes it extra iconic. I'm totally going to try to watch while I should be working on the book. Exciting. Also, Keiko's here. Hi, Keiko. And hi, Nina. And hi, Steek. Well, an incredible Sunday 2-for-1 deal. I love this. I should invite you around more often.
Yay. I mean, I would happily crash everyone's streams if I could.
Perfect. Spent most of the afternoon organizing my vinyl collection. I don't actually know how to pronounce that in
I
English. Is
think
it
I think vinyl is
vinyl?
correct.
Okay. Putting on inner and out shelves and alphabetizing it. That sounds so fun. But I guess I gotta write now. There's a stream. Yes, you absolutely do have to write now. There's a stream.
Nice. You got. I didn't know you had a big vinyl collection. You should send us pictures of it.
Mm. Also, I know you have like a Notion database for all of your books. Do you have the same thing for your vinyls?
Good question. And if not, will you now do it now that someone has suggested it?
Nina had big writing plans for today, but alas, I have yet to start writing. Same here.
You can start now, Nina. We're all in the same. We're literally all having the same issue, I think. So join us in the struggle, motivating each other.
And Steek says it's true she would. Yeah, you would.
It's very true.
He already has a vinyl collection one. Excellent.
That's pretty cool.
What are you working on today? I assume you're writing, but
Yeah, I'm still doing my outline for Act 3, which is sort of my only goal for this month, to be fair. So I basically what I've been doing for Rules of Survival is I'm doing 1 month or a little bit over, I'm writing the act. So like I was writing Act 2B in September, and then the month after, I'm sort of doing a more detailed outline of every scene that's going to be in the next act, and then I'm writing it. So that I'm taking not like full on break, but I'm allowing myself to work slower 1 month out of two, if that makes sense, because outlining doesn't take as long as like actually writing. But I'm taking it the time. So that's what I'm currently doing. I have some handwritten notes and I have a Notion page that I'm currently working on.
I love that. I also love that it's like 1 month and 1 month because at the minute I'm doing something similar, except I'm spending 2-ish weeks on outlining and then 2.5 months on writing. So
Which
bit
makes
of
a
a
lot more
different
sense.
balance.
No, but that makes more sense because technically writing does take longer. I shouldn't be spending an entire month on outlining, and I shouldn't be then burning myself out trying to write the entire thing in the month after. Your balance makes
Oh,
more sense.
but your balance means that you're finishing the book in 4 months, 8 months. Is that right? If you have 4 acts?
No. It's a 3 act, like a classic 3 act. I'm finishing the book by the end of this year, so there's
Hmm.
no reason why I should take it any longer. I'm outlining Act 3 now, so
Hmm.
technically I should be writing Act 3 in November and be done by the end of November.
Yeah, no, I meant in total. So, like, if you do 1 month pair, and I don't know if you're counting 2A and 2B as separate acts.
Oh, I probably did not spend the exact amount of time I'm saying on each act. Like I think at some point I took a month and a half. Yeah,
Hey.
life happened. So I probably spend more time on some acts than others, but on average, that's what I was doing. And I can't remember when I started, but I've been filming this whole process, so I think I have footage of when I probably started the first act, and I could go back and check. And then at the end, maybe I'll do that at the end of Project Alien. I'll be like, oh, here's how long I actually took for everything,
I love that. You should do that.
because I have footage of it all.
Oh, you should also do like a vlog with all of your existing vlogs, but like just the highlights.
Oh, that would require so much more work than what I'm ready to do, I think, at the moment. Because then I would have to go through all the footage to find the
Yeah,
highlights. But maybe if I have the motivation, I will go back and do that.
that would be so fun. Um, Nina says, love being on the struggle bus with you all.
You
Love
haven't
that.
said what you're working on, Marta.
Oh, funnily enough, I'm actually also working on outlining Act 3. So
Nice.
I'm currently on the reread of it. I have 2 chapters left, which, will take me like 15 minutes to go through.
Are
And
you
then I'll be
doing,
outlining after that.
do you do a reverse outline while you're rereading, or do you just reread, let yourself, soak it in, and then
Yeah,
outline
so
up?
I have not a reverse outline, but just an outline that I sort of did some of it before and some of it as I was drafting for the first draft. So I'm basically just taking notes per chapter and like on what I think per chapter, but then I also have a different list for world building things that I need to brainstorm and like general like things that I'm missing, like when I notice something hasn't been explained properly enough and I need to
Yeah.
add a chapter somewhere. So when I'm done reading, I will go through all of that, and I say re-outline. I think there's a lot of brainstorming that needs to happen before I jump into re-outlining, but
We
all of
talked
that.
about that yesterday. We were both like, "Oh my God, Act threes are so difficult because that's when so many of the plot holes become evident." And you're
Yes.
like, "Wait, I need to explain that."
Yeah, I'm definitely dreading that part of the process a little bit, but we gotta push through it.
Yeah. It makes me freeze. That's the problem. Is like I think I spent a good week or so considering my problems that I have to solve in Act 3 and being like, I don't know how to fix that, so I can't write my outline for Act 3 until I know.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm gonna be in Spain soon, so I ideally don't want to be outlining while I'm in Spain. I want to be
Yeah,
drafting.
that'd be
Um,
nice.
but I don't think I'm gonna get there fast enough. I'm
You,
trying.
maybe if you spend the entire afternoon writing today, perhaps.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna get at least an hour and a half done during the stream, so we'll see
Yeah,
how far I can get in that time. Yeah.
true, true.
Did that one already? Keiko says, I'll write finally on Project Dying Gods. I have seen some of the mood boards for Project Dying Gods. I think that's the one I've seen. And they look amazing. And I'm kinda in a Witcher phase again. No, I won't be watching season 4. Fair enough.
Fair, fair enough. Yeah.
Hmm. Skeek says it's not a big collection by any stretch of the imagination. I have around 70-ish. I would call that a big collection.
I would also call that a big collection.
70 more than I have.
I've got about like 6 or 7 back home in Brussels, I think, and they're like vintage store items. So it's things like Daddy Cool and stuff like that, and they're really old. I don't buy like I did get gifted once a brand new like that the album had just come out and they'd made a vinyl version of it, and I did get that as a gift. But I don't buy these for myself because also I don't have a vinyl player here, so there's no point. It would just be decorative. But I love that people do that. I think that's really cool. I like that it's come back.
Going on a writing retreat next week, and I'm not back in the saddle yet writing-wise. What if I fumble the entire retreat and get nothing done? Well, that's not gonna happen. Worst case, you'll work on it the first day and get back in the saddle then.
I'm sure you will get through some writing. I mean, I don't know about getting back in the saddle because that's a very personal thing. Like, no advice works for everyone, but I'm sure that you being like in that secluded space and just sort of focusing on it will be helpful. I want to do that. That sounds great.
It does sound so good. I want to do like proper writing retreat so bad.
Yeah.
Keika says, Nina, are you writing on the Wicked story? Don't ask. I'm gonna take this a no.
Very ominous.
Also, you got this cheek. A writing retreat sounds very motivating.
True.
Another new story for Nina, apparently. No, technically not new, and look, I might just outline it and then get sick of it and then return to Wicked. Nina, you promised you would focus on Wicked until the end of the year. Get back on Wicked.
However, if I can be the devil's advocate here, I have been promising myself to focus on the one story that I'm currently writing. And I feel like there's so many times when I'm like, I kind of just really want to do a bit of this or a bit of that. And when I am in a slump and don't do anything at all, I'm like, maybe I should have strayed, because that's better than being in a slump and not doing anything.
Yes.
So I don't know. There's probably a balance there.
I do agree with that. I just feel like I get very focused on what I'm doing. So if I started something else just because I'm in a slump, I would not go back to my other project until I either slump again or finish it.
Yeah, that's my fear. That's why I haven't strayed, because then I'm scared not to finish. Like I said to you yesterday, I always like fumble the ball around Act 3 and then just sort of stop. And I can't do that. I have to finish it.
You can't just have 2 acts of 50 million novels. You gotta finish at least a couple of them.
I could.
Well, then how am I gonna read your stories?
That's true.
Keiko watched a really, really good video essay by Ines of Bitra with Mimune, who went into the general history of the publication of The Witcher and why it's so important. Lots of history for the Poles with quiet rebellion against the Soviet Union and censorship in the 80s. Interesting.
But he still writes like a man when he writes women, so I still will not read his books. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my boyfriend's read the first one and we actually have like the whole series. So I've been meaning to give them a read, but
I just, do you know what? I feel like there's enough men reading the men out there. They're fine. They don't need more women reading them. I'll read the women. Thank you.
I'd be curious to just read the first one. If it's not right for me, I won't read the rest of the series. But
yeah,
we own them, so I might as well give them a try. Steve says, I just like having physical media these days in case of emergency. Yeah.
Zombie apocalypse. Yep, correct.
My boyfriend's been talking more and more about getting a Go bag ready. But physical media is a good alternative.
I just still have torrented versions, like illegally downloaded versions of my favorite movies, and I've always owned them. They are both on my laptop and on a hard drive, and I don't know why. That's just from back in the day.
Love that. All of my old, like, back in the day illegally downloaded movies are on an old hard drive in Spain that I'm pretty sure is now broken. So I'll never get to watch
You should do a new version.
Aww. At least I want. At least I won't have.
Finals to
Won't
sort.
have finals to sort. Want to have finals to sort. I'm not sure. I rented an Airbnb for 5 full days, so hopefully at some point I'll catch the vibes. Ooh, so fun. Is this an Airbnb in Norway, or are you going somewhere else?
I think it's enough.
And Nina's a liar, I mean, we all knew that already. Keiko might actually switch the project because Dying God's first research chapter taking place in a desert and I'm freezing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And Nina doesn't need more devil's advocate. She already fights against her biggest enemy, herself.
Okay, fine.
Don't stray. If you take any advice from me, don't do it. Brute Steak, but also true. Yeah, I read the first fiction novel and it wasn't for me. Saves you reading my books then, Alan.
You have to finish your books.
I think he means because you won't read books by a man, so you won't read his books.
I don't think Stieg writes women the way that I mean when I'm talking about a Polish guy in the 80s. All right, like, come on.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I've read the passages in question, and I was like, yeah, I don't think the series is gonna, like, I can't get over these things, and I don't really want to. And I will have Stieg Turtle on my shelves one of these days, and he will be amongst the rare men on my shelves that have a spot.
The rare men, I love that.
It's mostly Richard Osman at this point.
Last Wish. I think that's in reply to which of the books? So one of the short story collections. I still have to read Crossroad of Ravens, the newest one. And it's in Bergen, that sounds so fun.
Thanks.
Nina really wants to go on a writing retreat next year. I have said that for like 3 years, but next year's the year. Do you think you're gonna be able to commit to one project for an entire week at a writing retreat though? That's what you gotta ask yourself.
No, she'll be writing a bunch of different projects during the writing retreat.
Time will tell, I guess. Me and Richmond Osmond.
Yeah.
Do you wanna jump into a sprint?
Yes, that sounds good.
Gotta get so much writing done. Yes. And obviously because we have you as a co-host, the official rules of YouTube state that we have to do this time.
Yay! I still have not made any autumnal ones. I'm sorry. I haven't done anything at all recently, in general. I haven't edited videos. I haven't done more of these. I'll get back on track. All I need is more streams.
Well, I will be happy to oblige with more streams once I'm back from Spain. But you gotta make me an autonomous timer so we can use it next time you join me on a stream.
I need to make one. It's on my list.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do 45 minutes as usual, so happy sprinting.
Yay.
And that was the end of the sprint.
Yay. I'm just typing one quick sentence.
Okay, I'll wait. In the meantime, everyone in the chat, let us know how you did.
There we go, sorry. Just so I remember
That's fine.
what I was about to write. Like, I'll write it more in detail after, but otherwise I feel like I'm going to forget.
I got that. How did you do?
I did okay. I finished outlining scene 2 for Act 3, and I did about half of what's going to happen in scene 3, and I fucked around a bit because I was really stumped on one problem, and I was trying to figure out how does my villain get the jump on my main character, and in order to figure that out, because I use my map a lot, but I was like, oh, okay, so how does this happen? Why does she know where she is, etc. And I was like, okay, I've got a few issues I need to problem solve first before I can figure that out. And then I think I just came up randomly with a new ID that solves half of my issues. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to type that in.
Love it when that happens.
But only when I stopped trying and I went downstairs to make myself a snack. That's when it popped into my head, of course.
I think what I'm hearing is that I need to use the next sprint to make myself a snack.
I feel like it helps. It also, like your brain is still turning over the same problems you were thinking about when you were actively thinking about them, but with your subconscious doing more of the work because you're not actively thinking about them anymore. Generally, I think there must be something there, like some scientific.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the amount of times at work that I'm stuck on a project and I get up to use the bathroom, and then like on the way to the bathroom, I'm like, oh, this is how I solve it.
It's like you just have to leave it to your subconscious to solve for you because you're like, okay, I actively cannot do this, but passively I could. So, yeah.
Yeah. I finished reading the reread of Act 3.
Nice.
And
job.
just started reading through my notes and trying to figure out what I actually need to brainstorm. I think what I've decided, because I'm using like a 9-part outline structure, so there's 3 parts per act, and the first part in Act 3 happens in a different location from the rest.
Okay.
So I'm thinking if I can just get that part outlined in detail before I go on holidays, that would be enough, and then the second and third part are the ones that are gonna need the most brainstorming.
Yeah.
There's still some things that I need to figure out and problem solve in that first part, but it's a little bit less of an overwhelming problem, so I think that's, a little
More
bit
reasonable.
better.
Less unrealistic if you're going to be traveling.
Yes. So yeah, just worked out what I actually need to figure out, and we're gonna do the actual figuring out next sprint, hopefully.
Nice. Exciting.
Let's see how everyone else did. There was some chatting right before we started sprinting about Nina doing a writing retreat with Anne and Violet, which apparently did happen, but even though it was called a writing retreat, they wrote 2K words, most of that just Anne. Fair enough. I feel like if I did a writing retreat with you, I wouldn't necessarily have that problem because we see each other regularly enough. But if I did a writing retreat with people in a different country where I don't normally see them, like I'd be too excited. I just want to hang out with that person.
I think it's a combination probably of that, of you need at least one person in the group who's going to be the pusher to get more productive. And no offense, but I don't know if that group has a pusher to be productive.
No.
I feel like if anything, you're going to have more people who are going to convince each other not to do anything in that group. And third factor, you can't do a writing retreat somewhere you're visiting like a tourist. So I feel like, for instance, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, Steve, correct me if you disagree, but I feel like you guys probably didn't do that much writing in Edinburgh because it's like, oh, I want to also visit and walk around and see stuff. So you're not really writing as much because the point becomes a holiday rather than a writing retreat. You almost think you're writing a retreat somewhere where there's nothing to do except write.
Yeah, I feel like that's not necessarily just Scotland. It sounds from that comment like that's just the standard travel retreat.
A travel retreat, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my ideal writing retreat would be like in the countryside, so there's like,
Yes.
even if I'm visiting, there's just enough to do that I can go on nice walks and like explore a little bit,
Yeah.
but spend most of the time writing either in like a cozy cabin or just out in the forest. I feel like that would be so perfect.
Yeah, like I did a solo writing retreat a couple of years ago. Maybe longer than that, like 3 years ago. I can't remember when I did it. And it was really nice because it was just like I had booked myself a hotel night and it was sort of countryside-esque. It was literally like you can walk around a little bit, but there's really nothing else to do. It's a village type of vibes.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a bunch during that time. And also I was by myself. So I was like, there's nothing to do except read and write.
I love that. That sounds so fun.
Yeah. I feel like there's a way to do it, but I totally agree that if you're with other people, it can be exciting. If you're visiting someplace new, it can be exciting, and then you're just not really writing.
Keiko wrote nothing, got distracted by a random book review.
As in, someone else wrote a random book review and you got distracted by that one, or were you writing a random book review?
Well, technically that would mean you wrote the random book review,
Yeah.
which means you didn't write nothing.
True. Words count.
Crystal smack away from the medieval stream to say hi. Oh, I didn't realize you were streaming. I'm sorry. Hope you're having a nice other stream. I did see her comment like earlier on saying she couldn't be here, but I didn't know why. So, but yeah, hello, Crystal. Nina wrote down a blurb, and good news, guys. There's gonna be a short story. Excellent.
Oh, so you could get back to your other project after you finish the short story.
Yes, which hopefully will still give you a couple of months to just focus on it until the end of the year. Skeeg, okay, didn't write, but took out the trash and walked around the neighborhood and picked up some mess, but I will write next sprint, I promise. You better. We're doing another 45-minute sprint after this, so much writing to be done.
True. Plenty of time to focus.
And Nina mostly sat and watched reels on Instagram. Nina! You don't have to write your Wicked-inspired project, but write your short story at least. To be fair, when Anne, Violet and I did the writing retreat, it was the very first time ever we met. We had a great time, but mostly just chatted and hung out in the Airbnb in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, like this is what I mean. If I were to do a retreat like with the Chaos Queens or something, I've seen none of them ever in person before. So like it would just be too much excited energy. There would be no productivity going on.
Yeah, I get that. But it also depends how long you're seeing each other for. But
Yes.
yeah.
Seek got what? I got the work I had outlined done, reverse outlining, but yeah, we didn't get a whole lot done. But when we were deep in the forest of Pennsylvania, we did get a lot of work done. Ooh, excellent.
Yeah, I feel like the location matters there.
Yeah. But also, it sounds really cool to like do a destination writing retreat to a location that you have in your book, because then it's technically writing research.
True.
So you can justify it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the case for anyone with Edinburgh, but but for me, Edinburgh was part retreat, part tourist, so I'm very happy with my progress. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that was the goal. Yeah. Then that's really good. I just meant more as an example of how if you're trying to do a really intense writing retreat where the purpose is more writing retreat, then you should probably not do it somewhere where you're like excited to visit and see a bunch of things you haven't seen.
Nina really wants to do a writing retreat with other people because I know myself, I would not be able to get myself to write alone. But would you be able to get yourself to write with other people, or would you just stop everyone else in the room from writing? That's the question.
Valid question.
Steak, even on days where I was supposed to be a tourist with Malin, we got so much work done just plopping down in random cafes. That sounds so fun.
True.
We
But
gotta do a
also,
cafe writing date at some point.
you're also right in the sense of I'd met Steek several times before, so that also allowed
Yes.
us to be like, oh, we can do a bit of writing sessions. And frankly, I think I wrote less than I would have if we were somewhere else than Edinburgh. Because again, it was still, even if it were we did some work during those times when we sat down in cafes. There was one of the times when I think I spent the entire time trying to find a dinner spot for us to book because no one booked anything, and I was like, "It's a fucking Friday, guys. What are you thinking? Everything's gonna be booked."
Oh
And I
dear.
spent like about an hour and a half on that. So I don't know. I'm just saying it's distracting when you're like trying to do other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I feel so bad for you having to like spend an hour and a half looking for dinner.
It's just the unrealistic expectations of, no offense, Americans coming to European cities. It's like, guys, Friday nights, big cities, booked up. You got to book in advance.
Hmm.
Unless you go somewhere like a bit like more remote than the center of the city, if that makes sense.
Crystal, yeah, don't apologize, it's all good. I signed up for co-host on their channel Fridays and Sundays, which means I've streamed every day since Thursday. Wow, okay.
Odd. So much.
I could never. Keiko says, yes, someone else about Blood Moon and how the author marketed it inspired the KVG, but being a
The
carbon
Vampire
copy.
Diaries.
Oh, thank you. I saw it was a type of KVG, that's how lost I am. But being a carbon copy of Twilight, FL called Marabella, and
I
having
don't know
no
what
witches.
these are.
And it's so, I understand some of those words.
It's not the first time that I've read a Keiko comment and been like, I don't know what those abbreviations are. We don't have all the same references. You have to spell them out. I don't know what FL means, and Marabella, what does that like? Is that someone's the author's name or the character? I don't know. But TBD, I did know. I'm proud of myself for knowing one.
I'm gonna assume FL means female lead, and Marabella being a similar name to Bella in Twilight, but I have no
I don't
idea.
think
That's just context.
I've never seen the FL abbreviation. I always
me
just
neither. I'm just trying to figure it out from context.
I think of it more as like I always see MC for main character, and then sometimes FMC for female main character.
Yeah,
I have seen that before.
I have seen that one as well. Yeah.
Mm.
Is the main character being black like Bonnie and these vampires? But apparently it gives 2009 to 2020 vibes.
That's a really big range. I'm just gonna say that's a very big. But you know.
I mean, like at this point, we can define eras by pre-2020 and post-2020, but
yes,
still.
True. Pre-COVID times.
But this upcoming retreat is all alone. I'm not seeing anyone or meeting anyone, and I've been to the city a million times, so no excuses. Ooh. Well, I look forward to seeing how much work you get done and getting to read your book sooner as a result.
Yay! Motivation.
And now I kind of want to write on the 1897 story, aka the former planned TVG fanfic. I see. I might actually let this short story sit. I've written everything down and now it's out of my brain for now, so Wicked Book is the goal next sprint. Exciting! Well done, Nina. I'm so proud of you. By the way, guys, Scrivener's spell check in German is weird. It marks normal words as not correct, not in the dictionary, like sepsis. Okay. I'm curious why that is a specific word in your novel, but
I remember having a lot of issues with Scrivener for changing between American English and English, as in like English spelling of things, because it doesn't always do the one you want, and then you have to change like the whole system in your computer for it to. I can't remember, but I've had issues with that. I wonder if it's linked to that. But
Interesting. As someone that has never used Scrivener before, I have no comments. Nina wants to visit Edinburgh next year, but I know writing won't be the main purpose. I mean, it depends on if I go alone or find someone to come with me. Also, 100%, don't get me started on the Americans.
I think Stieg is thinking more of the walking around versus not walking around, because we had that debate at some point about how him and I were like, yeah, we just walk everywhere. And he was like, they don't want to walk anywhere. It's like, okay, that makes sense.
That's so funny. I'm also on the walking everywhere side.
Yeah, Europeans is just what, like, we do.
Yeah. How else are you supposed to explore a city if you don't work from
But
one
I've heard
side
so
to
many
the other?
times. I've heard so many times the other way around, where like I see so many like TikToks of people saying like, oh, you know, like Europeans who are in the States and are like, you can't walk anywhere because it's like not walkable. It's just highways or really dangerous areas where you're like, don't go by foot. This is not supposed to be walkable, and it's like just you have to be in a car, and it's crazy because it's such a different mindset. You have to
Yeah.
reshift it completely. But yeah.
I could never live in the States. I need to walk. How dare you use a crazy word like sepsis? Also, it does stand for female lead. One more stream tomorrow, then I feel like I don't want to talk for a few days, and not that I'm complaining, this is fun. Sure. Apparently, it is a common abbreviation.
I have not seen it before.
Me neither.
If I see FL, I think Florida. That's what it means to me.
Love that. Mirabella is the female lead in the carbon copy.
Oh. So her name is Marabella, which is really similar to Bella. Got it.
Mira said Kiniki book character and Bella is Twilight, am I right? Yes, I think so.
I did not watch all the seasons of TVD, and I don't remember Mira, so maybe she arrives later on. But book characters, that I don't know, because I've never read the books. I've only watched the TV show, so I wouldn't know.
As someone that's neither read nor watched it, I said yes with far too much confidence there, but the Bella part is right. That
Yeah.
I know.
The Bella part is right.
Sorry, that's actually a term you use for shows, dramas. The protagonist is called Mirabella, but everyone, of course, just says Bella. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't use FMC. Blutvergiftung sounds better, morbid evil when you have a healer healing you. So that's German for blood
Sepsis.
poisoning?
I thought it was about the sepsis common. Maybe not.
Possibly, but I think it's possibly just another word for it. Honestly, yes, that sounds very medieval for some reason. Oops. The cultural difference was so visible. My cutoff is 1 hour away, theirs were 5 minutes.
I think I'm probably somewhere in between that. I'm a 30-minute walker, but if you tell me 45, I'll be like,
Yeah, like for me it depends on who I'm with, and also like what I'm doing after, how many places I want to go. I can do an hour if
what
it's
shoes
just
am I wearing, what the weather is like, and is the landscape going to be nice during that walk, or is it going to be a shit walk?
Yeah, that one. Because an hour is fine, like I've walked more than an hour before, but that's like the purpose of it is to go for a walk. It's not to get somewhere.
Yes, agreed.
I love how I can do the bare minimum, like not completely abandoning my problem, and you guys are like, good job, I'm so proud of you.
Yes, go back to Wicked, we're proud of you.
I feel you can even find out who's American in the comments without them saying anything.
I don't think we have a single American in the comments. No, we have Crystal.
Yeah, we do have Crystal.
But technically she's on another stream, so I don't know how much we have Crystal.
Yeah, this time might be a little bit early for most Americans. And Edinburgh had such lovely walks too. There's no mirror in TVD. Okay, guess I was wrong. My broken knees and I even walk places, lol, Americans. Crystal read the book once and noticed a book character missing from the show. Top 3 Edinburgh Faves, The Bookshop, Holyrood Palace, and Arthur's Seat.
Nice.
I read the first 4 books of TVD, and let me tell you, if you're pissed off by Eleanor in the show, she's worse in the books. She's like Catherine on crack. Back to the other side, much love. Get those words and things by Crystal. Yes, sepsis is blood poisoning. The weather was wonderful, so lucky.
True.
So jealous. After I walked Adrian's wall, anything is possible.
Yeah, but that proves our point that we were just making about how, like, Hadrian's Wall is a walk for the purpose of being a walk. You're not walking to somewhere else. Like, that's not the purpose of it. So, I don't know. Then I'd be like, okay, with an hour or more. But if my purpose is to get someplace and Google Maps tells me an hour, I'll take a bus.
It also depends on how soon the next bus is for me. And, like, how easy it is to not walk.
Yeah.
Because if it's, like, an hour away and I'm going to have to wait half an hour for a bus, I'd rather walk.
Yeah, I get that.
Canadian, not American. Oh, good point.
I did not even know that. Apologies.
Same thing.
Not really. I think Canadians walk more because they fucking love hikes.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe not all Canadians. I'm generalizing the same way that we've been generalizing Americans, to be fair.
And generalizing Europeans as well.
100%.
I mean, in general with comments, Steak and Cake are ready to defend Crystal.
Defend from what? We weren't insulting anyone by saying American.
Yeah, we're being very nice. We're just making fun of all Americans for no reason.
And specifically our own friends, which I think is allowed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Edinburgh had a very well equipped public transport system.
It's mostly buses, but yeah.
How are we feeling about another sprint?
Yeah, we can do another sprint.
We are, of course, doing another one of your timers because we have to.
You don't have to, but I appreciate it.
Because they're wonderful, so we have to. Oh. Let me just skip this ad real quick. How dare you put ads in your videos, Malin?
I don't. I'm not monetized. So it's just YouTube choosing to and taking money away from me.
Yeah, very sad. But hopefully if I continue watching your sprint timers for 45 minutes at a time, you'll get monetized eventually.
I haven't posted a new video in 47 days, it told me. So I don't think that you can fix that for me, Marta. I don't think that anything will help at this point. I just have to keep consistent, and I can't because I often get slumps and then I just don't post anything for a while.
That's alright though. And you still stream like fairly regularly, so that counts.
Yeah, but off my, I mean, I don't even think I stream that regularly. I used to stream a bit more on Thursdays, and I haven't streamed on a Thursday in like 2 months as well. So I don't think that counts for much. I don't know.
Yeah. You have like Laser Gang streams which you host every second month, so.
Yeah, but I don't really care about being monetized, if I'm honest. If anything, if I did get monetized, I think that would put a layer of pressure I don't want, so better without.
Okay, fair enough. In the way I see it, if you're doing the work anyway, you might as well get paid for it, but...
I'm just annoyed that they're putting ads. Like, stop putting ads on videos of people who
yeah,
don't get the money.
But if they're gonna put ads on your videos anyway, you might as well get money from it.
True.
Anyway, 45 minutes. Happy sprinting, and see you on the other side.
Yay.
Indoor drying making your clothes smell musty? Ugh. Bust the muss with Lenore Outdoorable. And unleash the sunshine freshness of drying outdoors on your clothes.
What the?
Fresh. Lenore Outdoorable. Fresh as if dried outside.
And that was the end of that sprint.
Yay.
Ooh, how did you do?
I did good. I finished outlining scenes 3 and 4, and I'm in the middle, maybe even the end of scene 5. So I've got quite a lot of bullet points, and I've written a total of 1,044 words of outline today. So I feel
Wow.
like that was a lot. I'll have a few things to figure out, but I feel like there's a lot less to unravel now. So I feel a little bit better about my plot holes. So yeah, that was
Love
good.
that.
It was productive. How did you do?
I think I did okay. I haven't I'm still sort of brainstorming and brain dumping pretty much, so I have a page and a half worth of bullet points, but they're all a bit in random order just as I'm thinking of things. But I think I have enough figured out that I'm probably gonna be able to outline the first 5 chapters.
Yay!
Pretty much, I just need to actually write it down in order and put it into Notion.
Nice.
I was kind of hoping for 9 chapters because I'm gonna be traveling for 9 days, so then I can write 1 chapter per day. But
That's a lot, though. 1 chapter a
yes,
day.
it is a lot. I mean, I say that, but some of them are because this is draft 2.
Yeah.
So some chapters are new, some are not new but need to be removed and written from scratch.
Yeah.
There's a couple that are actually fine. Or
Okay.
need a heavy line edit but don't need much. So it wouldn't be actually a chapter a day, but average.
Okay. Got it.
But yeah. I mean, that was meant to be a little bit ambitious and just making sure I have the ability to do a chapter a day if I need to. But also, if I do write more than 5 chapters, I could just outline there.
You could continue outlining. Yes. True.
And I also still have tomorrow morning before work, so
Oh.
I think I'll be fine.
Cool. Maybe.
Yeah. Let's see how everyone else did. Where on earth did I leave off? You guys talk a lot when Malin is around. You don't talk this much when I'm by myself.
I think around the time Katie arrived was when we were
Yeah.
starting the stream.
There was some talk about public transport. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
skip some of that. Storytell's half is next week, I think.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, that's also when we're streaming with the Lazy Gang, but oh well. That was the only day we could do, so.
Also Katie arrived. Hi Katie, super happy to have you. We will be wrapping it up in a minute, but still. Crystal caught up with what she missed. You all calling me American, meanwhile my body made out of soggy tissue paper. If I'm in the mood, I walk minimum 20 minutes, maximum 3.5 hours.
I did say Canadians do walk. They love a hike. So, there.
Yeah. I also got an ad. Sorry about that. I tried to stop it, but I think I came in just as it was finishing it anyways.
I mean, I don't know why the community refuses to do slightly illegal stuff, but guys, just use AdGuard. It's a good ad blocker. Literally, just add it on top of your Chrome setup. It takes 2 minutes, not even. It takes 30 seconds, and then you won't get YouTube ads anymore. And I refuse to give them my money because they won't give me money for the ads they're putting on my videos. So, there we go.
I also said that if you use ad blockers on YouTube, if you then stop using them, they sort of punish you with more ads, but I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't think that's true. That sounds like someone trying to scare
It does, doesn't it?
I think they put a bunch anyway. And also, again, I'm not monetized, so all the ads we saw on my videos, that's not for me. That money doesn't go to me. So, ad blockers.
Alright. Yeah, Crystal's record is 3 hours from high school to her house because I wanted to know if I could.
Nice. That's pretty good.
I used to love, when I didn't have exams or too much homework back in school, just walking home instead of taking the bus. It was an hour and a half for me, but it was a nice route and there was a park in between, so I used to stop there and stuff. But
That's quite nice.
It was very much an end of year, like done with anything important, so don't have much to do during the week sort of treat. But
Yeah, and also I guess if the weather's good, then that can be a nice walk.
I mean, weather's always good in Spain.
There you go.
Nina should be at 10.4k today. She said 6.4k. Well,
That's
close
pretty
enough.
low. That is quite close.
I'm guessing that's for the month, but I'm at 77. I'm hoping that's for the day.
It must be.
Surely. Speak did right, introduce the mentor character, and we got a snippet. You're too late, the familiar gruff voice startled him. They left hours ago. He turned and stared at Grace, who leaned on a digging bug covered in the same red dirt as the graves around them.
Ooh. Love a familiar gruff voice introduction.
And she stared back with one hand resting on her left hip.
There's more.
A shiver travelled across the nape of his neck, as it always did when he found himself on the scrutinizing end of a steel gaze. He'd known her for almost a decade now, but the feeling of being picked apart and examined by her chilled him, despite the evening heat lingering in the graveyard. I love that.
Love a graveyard encounter in general. I think we should all have cemetery scenes in our books. Just saying.
I mean, I do.
There you go.
Nothing again for Keiko. A long quote, nothing to apologize for. We love a good long quote.
We're happy to get quotes. Give us more.
Exactly. Katie did some brain dumping and grappling with genre and struggling to put plot in, but it's fine. It is fine. You've got this.
I kind of feel like that's the vibe of the day, and this stream has very much been for everyone a bit of a brain dumping and figuring things out and problem solving a little bit.
Honestly, that's where the real work is, though.
It's the only time I can do that is when I'm on streams or during the weekend, because I feel like my brain capacities are not there for that kind of work after work generally, or if I'm just trying to motivate myself. And I think that's why when I'm drafting, I find that easier to do that more regularly, because I've already done the outlining work, I've done the thinking work, so all I need to do is just type. And so it's a little bit less, I don't know, I feel like it's easier and just...
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I tend to try and schedule while I'm writing around so that I'm mostly doing my brain dumping or brainstorming on the weekends. And if I end up having to brainstorm during the week, I'll generally do the thing where I only do 10 minutes, just so I'm doing it daily. But on the other hand, if I'm drafting during the week, I can easily do an hour per day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Only one chapter a day could never be me. Okay, but I'm gonna be on holidays, and my chapters are pretty short, and it's draft too, so some of them are done. 442 words for Nina. Excellent.
Nice.
I'm seriously considering just working on something else.
No. No, Nina.
It's just gonna be your third other project during the 2-hour stream, because that's insane. Crystal's back. Adgard, make note.
Yep.
It's for the 77 words. Keiko. Oh dear.
Oh, it's for one of the projects, but not the other one.
Oh, okay. At least in Dying Gods I have almost 500 in the Ophelia book. Okay. Nina might just have to lower the goal and try to catch up next month. Yeah, that works.
To be fair, I did lower my goal when I realized I was mostly going to outline this month. Because initially I have a set goal of 10k per month in general, because I'm like, that's on average what I would do, give or take. But then I was like, if I'm just outlining, that's going to be a lot of words. And I don't want to put pressure to finish my outline early, to start drafting early. So I lowered it to 5K. And that seems to be about right because I did a little bit of drafting at the beginning of the month and now mostly outlining. And I'm just about at the right amount. I'm around 3K for the month, which seems about right for outlining. I don't know.
Yeah. So if that... Wait, are you counting outlining words into your...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
It's outlining words. Yeah.
Yeah, when I do outlining words, it's usually me talking to myself, so I can very easily write like 5K in one day, but most of that will be junk. So
Yeah,
I don't count outlining words. But...
I have like bullet points that are like, she explains this, and I'll figure that out later. And then bullet points that are like super detailed with dialogue tags. So I'm just like, okay, you just don't know what you're gonna get, I feel like, with outlining. So I feel like 5K for the month for a bit of drafting and mostly outlining is about decent.
Yeah, fair enough. We can struggle together. A cemetery is a great set piece, agreed. Especially when the reason he's there in the first place is because he's too late for his own mother's funeral. Oh, that's so sad.
Harsh.
Aww. Nina, no, don't make me get the spray bottle.
Nina's like the cat that's trying to swipe away the things on the edge of tables, and the things on the edge of tables are her projects.
Yes. You missed me spelling her whole new project at the beginning of the stream, but I'm back on the Wicked book, so no spray bottle. No need to spray bottle me. Okay, as long as you're back to it, I'll put the spray bottle down for now. The little time I spent with Project 4 today is just rereading previous chapters, because I want to write a new Darien chapter, but I can't remember what I wrote earlier. Now I'm starting to get a headache. Someday I'll do some writing. I did some yesterday, but not much. And I'm the total opposite. My outlining days are long with barely any words because I just stare at the blinking cursor.
I did quite a bit of staring during the first sprint, Casey, but like I said to Marta, that was fixed when I went downstairs to make myself a snack, and then my brain came up with a solution while I was doing that. So it was just like, leave your desk for a second, and your subconscious might do the work for you.
I did grab a snack right at the start of the sprint, and I came up with nothing while eating the snack, but then the sprint actually went really well, so...
Oh, see? Sometimes it just helps without you knowing why.
Yeah, do we want to call it there? We've done 2.5 hours, which is
Yeah,
more
I
than
think
I
that's-
normally do.
It's a good amount. 2.5 is good. I feel like for yapping plus 2 chunky sprints. I mean, I feel
Absolutely.
productive. I feel like I've done a lot.
Yes,
So-
same. And I
I'm
had a
happy.
lot of fun. I'm so glad that
Yeah.
you joined me.
I'm so glad that I got to join you.
I've also just realized that we're still sprinting. Oops.
Oh.
Good advice on the snacks. Great solution. Well, I don't have an outro, just as I don't have an intro, so we're just gonna, click the button. But thank you so much for everyone for joining, and well done on all of the writing that everyone got done for the people that wrote. Looking at you, Keiko. See you next time. Bye bye, friends.
Bye.
Oh, also subscribe to Malin, although I think everyone already is. But
I
bye.
think it runs. Yeah. Bye.